Hi everyone, welcome to the History of Football channel. Today I'll be doing another World Cup match review, and this time it's going to be Portugal against Uruguay. So going into this match with Portugal, they got a win in their opening group stage game, and as for Uruguay, they finished with a 0-0 draw against South Korea. Going into this World Cup, Uruguay have qualified for the tournament 14 times. They've won it twice. They won the inaugural World Cup in 1930 and then, of course, pulled off one of the biggest upsets to win the World Cup in 1950. They've also finished 4th place 3 times, 1954, 1970 and 2010. As for Portugal, they don't have the best World Cup record when you actually think about it. They've only qualified for the tournament 8 times. Between 1934 to 2002, they only qualified for it twice. But since 2002, they've qualified for every single World Cup. Their best finish at the tournament was in 1966, when they come 3rd, and then in 2006, they come 4th in Germany. To start the game, I thought that it were a bit of a lively match to start off with. In the second minute, Cavani kicked the ball over the bar. It was a good move from Uruguay, but Cavani couldn't keep the shot down. The 3rd minute, Carvalho, he had a chance for Portugal, and he skied his effort over the bar as well. He did a good touch initially to bring the ball down, but then his second attempt, he skied it well over the crossbar there. I thought overall in that first half, for the majority of it, Portugal started better than Uruguay. Towards the middle part, I think around about the 20th minute of the half, Uruguay were lucky not to be a man down. Bentancur was already on a yellow card. He decided to push one of the Portuguese players over. The referee come over and had a talk to him, and Bentancur wanted to go on with it, and he kept mouthing off at the referee and mouthing off at the Portuguese players. And you can see the referee was he was getting close, and then he pulled Bentancur over and said one final thing and said, "Any more from you and you're off." And luckily, Bentancur didn't see anything more than that. Otherwise, he probably would have been sent off for dissent. But then in the 33rd minute, I think Uruguay had the best chance of the game so far. It was a good move from Uruguay. It went to Bentancur, who's been involved with everything in the first half. He took the defence on. He beat 3 Portuguese players. He found himself 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and he kicked the ball straight at the keeper. It was a good save. I mean, the keeper made himself look big. Bentancur probably could have done better, but the build-up to actually getting 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper was well done from him. He pretty much left 3 Portuguese players for dead, but unfortunately for him, he just couldn't convert that chance. And the final 10 minutes of the half or so, it were really scrappy from both sides. Both sides were giving away cynical fouls. There was a couple more bookings before the end of the half, but I thought overall, I thought that Portugal started the game better. But as it got on, I thought Uruguay worked themselves well into the match, and Uruguay really have to win this game if they're any chance of progressing out of the group stage. So it was building for an interesting second half between these two sides. In the second half of the game, I thought that the second half was way better than the first half. Before all that, though, I think about in the 50th minute of the game, we had a protester on the field, as you can see by the picture, and he had a rainbow flag, and he was wearing a blue shirt that said "Save Ukraine." He was wrapped up by the security officials and escorted off the ground. If he's not jailed for a very long time or severely punished for what he did, especially being in Qatar with a rainbow flag, well, we'll just have to wait and see. But I think you won't be seeing him for a while. Anyways, getting back to the football, there was plenty to talk about in the second half. Lots of attacking raids and lots of half chances at the goal. 51st minute, João Felix, he hit the side netting for Portugal. And it weren't too long after that the first goal of the match happened, the 54th minute. Bruno Fernandes puts in a cross. Ronaldo was played onside, and he jumps for the ball. The ball misses Ronaldo's head. He claims that it come off him, and it went into the bottom right-hand corner of the goal there. 1-0 to Portugal. And I think with Uruguay, they really had to score first in this game, but the first goal went to Portugal in the 57th minute though, and from pretty much the next 20 minutes it was all Uruguay. 57th minute, Cavani, he had a half chance. It was a brilliant cross in. Cavani hit it on the volley, but he mistimed it, And I think maybe if this was 3 or 4 years ago, even more, Cavani would have scored there. 59th minute, Darwin Núñez had a chance. He hit the side netting. There was another good play from Uruguay. 74th minute, Uruguay hit the post with one of the substitutes. It was a really good shot, beat the goalkeeper all ends up, but unfortunately hit the post. And then the 77th minute, Luis Suarez, who came on as a substitute, he hit the side netting. And then a minute after that, there were another chance for Uruguay. So in that 20-minute period, they were really going all out attack on Portugal, but just that the finishing touch and just that class in front of goal eluded them throughout the game. And then towards the end of the match, 89th minute, this was a really dodgy penalty as far as I'm concerned. I don't think it were a penalty. Bruno Fernandes nutmegged one of the Uruguayan defenders. He was falling back. His hand happened to touch the ball. The Portuguese players surrounding the referee said it should go to VAR. After a bit of discussion, it finally went to VAR and the referee said it were a penalty. I don't think it were. Fernandes does a little bit of a hop, skip and a jump and kicks the penalty, makes it 2-0 in favour of Portugal, and that was pretty much game over. There were 9 minutes of injury time, just like a lot of games, lots of injury time, but Uruguay, at that stage, they just had nothing left in the tank and they didn't even get close to the Portuguese goal. Portugal hold on to win 2-0, and what I think, it weren't a very convincing win from Portugal. They were far from their best. I thought Uruguay were very unlucky in this game. I think potentially if Portugal would have played a different opponent today and a team that had a bit of threat up front and could get that final touch and that final finish, I think that this could have been a very different match. I think Uruguay had a lot of chances, lots of half chances, but just unfortunately for them, they couldn't convert, and now they see themselves having to play against Ghana in the final group stage match, and it's a game that they're going to have to win, whereas Portugal have already qualified for the next round. I think they're going to have to be a lot better when they get to the knockout stage. They're going to have to be a lot better, because today, even though they won 2-0, that scoreline didn't paint a true story of the game. But anyways, everyone, that's been my review of the Portugal against Uruguay match. It's finished 2-0. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, let me know in the comment section below, and let me know who you thought were the best players out there tonight. So this has been History of Football. I'll be coming back tomorrow with another World Cup review. This time it's going to be England against Wales. Massive match. So I'll see you all then. Anyways, I'll catch you all later. Tatty bye for now.